All right, and welcome back. I'm continuing to work on the horizontal stabilizer. This is the original forward spar for the horizontal, and that's kind of giving you a little hint that, yep, messed this up. So I ended up having to reorder this piece. So I'll kind of go over what I did, and it's a simple mistake, and again, not paying attention, not looking closely enough to what the instructions were intending and versus what I interpreted the instructions to tell me. So at this step, I am preparing, and actually I'm doing the mistake as we speak. This step is supposed to be installing the caps, both upper and lower caps, basically reinforcement pieces into the center portion of the horizontal stabilizer forward spar. And what it has you do is match drill the holes, and there you see all the number 30 clecos, the brass colored clecos all along the top. Well, that was my mistake. What I did was I oversized the flange holes. The skins will be what attaches to these flanges, and the skins all use the size 3 rivets. So what I did was accidentally drill these out for the size 4 rivets, which is obviously too large. So I didn't realize it until I finally had everything pretty much assembled on the forward spar. Then I kind of re-looked at it and said, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. And what the instructions say is to match drill the 3/32 holes that match up with the cap along the webbing of the forward spar. Now, I didn't really understand what it meant by webbing, so I looked and saw the holes, which I now know to be on the flange, which is the small piece that sticks out 90 degrees from the main body of the spar, where the skins actually attach. And after a bunch of debate with myself and looking online, there's a lot of online places where they talk about if you make this kind of mistake, just simply countersink for a size 4 rivet and just have a larger rivet. So I contacted Vans, and they said no, if this had been an RV-10 or something that was not aerobatic, probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But being that this is an aerobatic airplane and has higher stresses, then the material between the edge of the flange and the holes that I created was not sufficient for structural strength. So they told me I had to order a new piece, which was fine. I had already ordered the pieces. I just wanted confirmation that that was the right move, and it was. So I'll talk to it a little bit more here, but since this video, it took about a week and a half for the parts to come in, and it was over the Christmas holidays, so it was a delayed delivery. But I finally did get them, and I have now completed the horizontal stabilizer as of editing this video. So it's still a learning process, and that's why they say to start with the empennage kit, because the pieces are relatively inexpensive, and you're going to make mistakes. So the big thing is to realize your mistakes and realize what's acceptable and what you can work around, and what's not, and what you really need to replace the part with. And don't be afraid to just order a new part. They're, like I said, they're relatively inexpensive. I think this spar was $60 maybe for the replacement part, and then shipping on top of that. So you learn, and you try to take it and carry it with you as you go forward. And because of this, I pay more particular attention to a lot of the steps, and I kind of read forward a little more just to make sure I understand where the instructions are taking me as I'm performing each step. So I'll talk a little bit about the mistake here coming up. So learning terminology can be a pain in the ass. Just had to order more parts. I'm pretty sure by the time I'm done with this build, I'll have enough parts to build a second empennage kit. Unfortunately, the instructions, I didn't quite understand the terminology he was using, and I drilled the wrong size holes in the wrong location, I should say. These holes that I drilled here were a number 40, which now that I look at it makes sense. I read the instructions that stated to final drill or match drill what I thought were these holes to a number 30. And the specific step, let's see, clamp the spar cap in place, match drill number 30, the 1/8 holes of the spar web into the entire length of the spar cap. The spar cap is somewhat bowed, so I use lots of clamps. So what I failed to realize, I saw the holes here. I failed to realize that on the back end, there's actually holes that match up the length of the entire spar. And these are the actual holes that it was referring to final drill into the spar cap, which is on the inside of the flange here. So what I had done is actually oversize all of the holes that the skins will attach to. I was hoping that maybe I could save it and just use the larger size flush mounted rivet, but unfortunately I'm fairly certain that the skins are too thin to be able to dimple for a size 4 rivet. So I'm undoing everything I did. These are now spare pieces, and I just ordered new parts. They might get in before Christmas, they might not. With the holidays coming up, I'm probably looking at about a week before I see the parts. So anyway, lessons learned. If something doesn't look right, look around and see if maybe he's talking about something else. The way it referred to this was the web, which is now I know to be the main body part of the spar. Is this piece here is the web. These are the flange. So now I know, and hopefully it won't happen again. As I've said before, I want to make these videos both for my entertainment purposes, but also for education and informing folks. So I like to include the mistakes that I make so that others, if they so choose to build a Vans Kit RV, will also learn from the process and from the mistakes that I've made and possibly not repeat them. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let this video run out. For those who continue to watch these videos, I appreciate it. And if you get a chance, hit that like button. And hopefully this will bring the attention of the video to others who may also be interested in pursuing a build. So we'll see you next time around.